also wanted bhakti vaibhava for the brahmanas, bhakti vaibhava. He wanted that the brahmanas should pass the bhakti vaibhava examination. And he gave specific criteria for that. And he also wanted to have bhakti vedanta for sannyasis and bhakti sarvabhauma for gurus. But they didn't implement that. ISKCON never made those programs that Prabhupada wanted. But we have those programs in our University of Higher Knowledge. You can take them. But the point is that Vedic knowledge should be available to everyone for free. But we don't have an Ayurveda program. I'm not an expert in Ayurveda, so I can't really claim to teach it. I mean, I can talk about it, some of the basic principles. You know, like from my perspective, the most important principle of Ayurvedic health is, you know, don't commit sinful activities. Duh. You know, you wonder why you have a disease? Well, look back over your activities. What have you been doing? Usually, if you dig a little bit, you'll find breaking the 4 regulative principles, even for so-called devotees. So then, you know, is there any wonder there's some reaction? You know, it's like, duh. So that's the first principle of Ayurveda. Don't perform sinful activities. Chant the name of God. Keep your consciousness clean, like that. And this will have such an impact on your health. You know, most guys my age are like, you know, they have serious health issues. I'm fine. You know, maybe a little overweight, a little too much prasadam. It's a Buddha belly, right? So we can understand from this that if you actually follow these principles, then, you know, Krishna gives you results. It gives you nice results. If you chant Viṣṇusahasranāma, Viṣṇusahasranāma specifically states that if you chant it and you have a disease, you will overcome that disease. You will be healed. You see? Rogarto muchite rogad, bandho muchite bandhanat. Right there in the Phalashruti section. Where is that? Rogarto muchite rogad, bandho muchite bandhanat, bhayan muchite bhitastu muchetapana apada. One who is sick will become free from his disease, and one who is in prison or some other bondage will become free. See, and also up here, bhavatya rogi dyutiman balarupa gunanvitaha. He will become healthy, handsome, and majestic in appearance, physically strong, and full of all good qualities. And these are just from chanting the names of Lord Vishnu. What about chanting the names of Radha Krishna? What do you get from that? Ecstatic transcendental love. That'll cure any disease. When you're in love, you don't care what's going on. You're in bliss all the time. Yes. Try to understand. The real cure for the ills of material existence is not some herb or standing on your head or something like that. It's letting go of material desire and engaging wholeheartedly in transcendental service to the Lord. And then we start to feel this nectar, this spiritual nectar, transcendental nectar. That's the real medicine. Dhanvantari, the incarnation of Lord Vishnu, he's holding that jug of nectar. Well, what is that jug? What is that nectar? It ain't moonshine. Not some kind of herbal brew or something like that. You know, these things can be useful for counteracting some temporary symptoms and stuff like that. But the real nectar, the real medicine, is the holy name. So if you really want to help people, that's the best way. Teach them to chant the holy name. Teach them by example. And that'll cure their disease of material existence. which is the root cause of all other diseases. More questions?
Just
Okay. Okay, so let's continue with Nectar of Devotion by Srila Rupa Goswami, Chapter 18, Character of One in Ecstatic Love. We're picking this up in the middle of the chapter, in the section called Eagerness for Achieving the Desired Success. When one is sufficiently eager to achieve success in devotional service, that eagerness is called samutkanta. This means complete eagerness. Actually, this eagerness is the price for achieving success in Krishna consciousness. Everything has some value, and one has to pay the value before obtaining or possessing it. It is stated in the Vedic literature that to purchase the most valuable thing, Krishna consciousness, one has to develop intense eagerness for achieving success. This intense eagerness is very nicely expressed by Bilvamangala Thakur in his book Caitanya-caritāmṛta. He says, I am eagerly waiting to see that boy of Vrindavan, whose bodily beauty is captivating the whole universe, whose eyes are always bounded by black eyebrows and expanded like lotus petals, and who is always eagerly glancing over his devotees, and therefore moving slightly here and there. His eyes are always moist, his lips are colored like copper, and through those lips there comes a sound vibration which drives one madder than a mad elephant. I want so much to see him at Vrindavan. Oh, what a nice shloka. Bilvamangala. So this is the price, yeah. Sometimes it's called greed, lobha, greed. That one develops this overwhelming desire to attain success in Krishna consciousness, to see Krishna face to face, to engage in Krishna's direct service. Well, one should have this, or if you don't have it, you should cultivate it. And how do you cultivate it? By performing the process of bhakti yoga. Krishna says right in Bhagavad-gītā that you should just love me, think of me always, offer your obeisances to me, worship me with all your heart. But if you can't do that, then follow the principles of devotional service, regulated devotional service, Vaidhi Bhakti, because in that way you will cultivate the desire to attain me. He says that right in Bhagavad-gītā. So if you want to know, how do I get that desire? Follow the principles of bhakti yoga, Vaidhi Bhakti. Beginning with 4 regulative principles: no meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling, and chant the holy name of the Lord regularly, every day. Like we're doing here. If you come online and hang out with us every day, then we'll chant every day together. And in this way you'll get the association that leads to this desire that, oh, just look at those devotees. They're having such a great time. They're so happy. They're up on their little mountaintop there in Chile, chanting the holy name, eating prasadam, getting fat and happy. You know, I want to do that too. Yeah, you can do that too. The next section is attachment to chanting the holy names of the Lord. In the same Caitanya-caritāmṛta, there is another statement about the chanting of Radharani. It is said by one of the associates of Radharani, "O Lord Govinda, the girl who is the daughter of King Vrishabhanu is now shedding tears, and she is anxiously chanting your holy name, Krishna, Krishna." Yeah, one should have attachment for chanting. One should also have taste for chanting. Without taste, how can we have attachment? See, it's not possible to have taste or attachment by some mechanical means. Just like if somebody says, well, I want to be attached to what? Money. By the way, we don't recommend this, but if somebody says they want to be attached to money, is there some mechanical process by which they can generate this attachment? No. No. They have to have a desire for it. They have to think that it's a good thing. They have to see how useful it is and have a whole bunch of things that they want to use it for, and so on and so forth. And then automatically that attachment will bloom within their heart. Well, that's not a very good attachment. But if you want to have attachment for Krishna, for Krishna's holy name, which is the same thing, then you have to cultivate